When countries are not willing to submit to the United States, either by bribe or threat, Washington decides it would be easier to negotiate with that leader's successor. The United States has instigated violent regime changes over 30 times since the end of World War II. In the Cold War era alone, there was 1949 in China, 1949 in Syria, 1953 in Iran, 1954 in Guatemala, 1955 to 1970 in Tibet, 1958 Indonesia, 1959 Cuba, 1960 to 1965 Democratic Republic of Congo, 1960 to 1963 Iran, 1961 Dominican Republic, 1963 South Vietnam, 1964 Brazil, 1966 Ghana, 1970 to 1973 Chile, 1976 Argentina, 1979 to 1989 Afghanistan, 1980 Turkey, 1980 to 81 Poland, 1981 to 1990 Nigeria, 1980 to 1995 Cambodia, 1980 Angola, and since the end of the Cold War there have been many more. 1990 to 1991 Iraq, 2001 Afghanistan, 2002 Venezuela, 2002 to 2003 Iraq, 2004 Haiti, 2006 to present Gaza Strip, 2005 to 2013 Iran, 2011 Libya, and 2012 to present Syria. Looking at history, it can clearly be seen that the United States wants to increase its hegemonic power and enforce neocolonialist practices all over the globe. The justifications have always been to stop alleged human rights violations, lack of democracy, military aggression in violation of international law, and engaging in terrorist acts. But these are just thinly disguised excuses for imposing ideology, increasing power, or gaining valuable resources. Whenever a country is invaded, whenever a covert CIA mission occurs, and whenever they feign outrage at another country doing the same things, they are clearly trying to further their goals to control everything that happens in the world. One of the more notable programs that the United States has put in place is the School of the Americas. It aimed to reach anti-communist counterinsurgency, which ended up producing some of the most ruthless dictators since World War II. Among the ranks of the SOA are Rafael Trujillo, or El Jefe, whose rule was responsible for the deaths of more than 50,000 people. Also, Anastasio Somoza, who ruled as a dictator of Nicaragua for more than a decade. Also, Roberto de Abusan, leader of the Salvadorian death squads, known for violent interrogation in addition to brutal slaughter. Manuel Noriega, dictator of Panama, who institutionalized inequality and was later removed for his involvement in drug trafficking, racketeering, and money laundering. The School of the Americas still exists under the name Western Hemisphere Institute for Security Cooperation. It still exists to arm and train far-right groups in attempts to overthrow the left-wing dictators of the Americas and impose a government that is more likely to work with the United States. Recently, we have seen the United States trying to cover up their attempts more, under the guise of promoting human rights and democracy, when in fact they are the very perpetuators of these crimes. Thus we propose a plan. Seeing the United States' hegemonic attempts to shift world politics in their favor using violent regime changes, we advocate that the international community should threaten economic restrictions on the United States if they are found to wrongfully influence any world elections outside of their borders. The United States has put sanctions on foreign powers whom they disagreed with ideologically or whom they were afraid of. They have used these embargoes and restrictions as an attempt of modern siege warfare, used to break the morale of the target and to push them until they give up. This form of policy is shown best in Cuba and Iran. It is time that this same tactic is threatened back to them.